All right. Welcome, everybody, again to another episode of the Languages Pedagogy Podcast. A little corner that I actually just opened it up to all those educators, great teachers around the world that are here to serve, to help, to make languages more alive. And today, not different from other episodes, I have another wonderful, wonderful guest. Her name, Marina Menna. She's from Argentina, another teacher from Argentina. I'm so happy to have such a big audience from Argentina. Right now, I've had like around five, six teachers with you now, so I'm really happy. So, without further ado, I would like to let you introduce yourself. Let the audience know who you are, what you do, and what are we going to be talking today.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Marina. As Mike said, I'm from Argentina. I'm an English teacher and coach, and I help people that speak Spanish to feel better and confidence in English. So that's my work, and I'm passionate about English and language in general. So here I am to help you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I think this is very important actually to talk about how to make people feel more
Yes, confidence.
exactly.
Okay, what we are talking about today is about why people freeze in English. Yes. So, well, there are lots of things around this moment. Yeah. So, think about a professional who is in a meeting and has to talk about something. And when that moment arrives, he feels blank. He can't talk. What's going on there? First of all, overthinking. Yes, it's like you have several windows in a computer open and you say, oh my God, it's too much. Fear of judgment. You feel exposed. You're under the spot. So you are watching everybody, that's their body language, they are looking at you. So the fear of judgment, fear of not feeling intelligent. Yes. Loss
Yes.
of agency. You lose control at that moment. Yes. Another thing is cognitive overload. Your mind is, oh my God, this is too much. We have to run. We have to get up here. Yes, come on. And lack of a self environment. Yes. So those are the things that are around your mind when you go blank. Yes. So with that, when you have that in mind, so your brain has two paths. The one that says, oh my God, we cannot do it. We have to get out of here right now. And you go blank. And the other path is that it's if you have been training before that moment, your brain goes right straight away in autopilot because your brain knows what you have to do. So you have those paths in your
Yeah.
brain. So the one where you feel blocked, with fear, fear of judgment, fear of that moment, and the other part is autopilot. Come on, guy, we can do it. We've trained for this.
Exactly.
So well, there you go. And another very important thing about this and that I would like to add is vulnerability.
Ooh,
So
yes.
you feel so confident and solid. You're a great professional in your own language. You can explain whatever you want. But when you are in English and it's not your mother tongue, it's like you feel. I'd like to compare this situation when you get into the hospital and you are in the surgery room, lying there, out of your comfort zone, and you say, oh my God, I'm alone right here. What I
Yes.
gotta do? So that moment, I like to compare that with with the moment when a confident professional is there in the spot. So well, that's vulnerability, yes. And we have to be friends, we have to be a friend of the vulnerability, because if you know that you can make a mistake, it's okay, and then it could flow. So that's why the real reason you freeze, yes.
Exactly.
And of course,
That
we
is it, the
have,
situation. That's what happened. And I've seen it. And you know what? I'm sorry, I cut you a little bit, but you know what? Right now, you transport me right now to one of the previous episodes that I had with another great coach, John Freeman. He was also talking about this, vulnerability. That's a very, very important word here.
yes,
That's the key word there.
yes. That's why I like to talk about this, because if you understand that you can be vulnerable, that you are out of your comfort zone, and that you are allowed to make mistakes,
Hmm.
even though you can say, oh, come on, Marina, I'm a solid professional. I don't want to make a mistake. Yes, I have to be serious. Yes, of course, you have to be serious, and you would like to show up as a great professional. But you have to bear in mind that if you are there speaking another language is great, and if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. Nobody's gonna die, because
Exactly.
you know what is it about your message, your core message. Yes, so come on, a mistake is not going to ruin anything at all. It's
E-
not going to ruin or
Exactly. I
make
love
your
it.
message feel bad.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what it has to be. And
So
I
well,
think
it
this actually addresses the fact not only about learning English, but you know what? The same situation happens learning any other language. And this is the key
of
also.
course.
Same thing happened with Spanish students. Students, English speakers who would like to speak Spanish, they also are in the same situation because of that little thing that you just mentioned at the beginning, that it was like the cognitive part, that the cognitive part is like, oh, if I don't speak well, then I don't sound so smart. And then it comes that part that, oh, I'm gonna freeze.
Absolutely.
No, what am I gonna say? So the same situation, and as a learner myself, learning Chinese to me it
Mm-hmm.
has been challenging. Not only
Of
because of the
course.
pronunciation, because it's a different language, it's a tonal language, but also because standing up and speak to others in a language that is not mine, it's kind of a freezing. But yeah, the factor of being there and saying, no,
Yes.
which path should I go? Just like you said it. It actually just defines what this is all about.
Yes. Of course. Of course. And how I would like uh, to say that it's not a lack of knowledge of the language. It's not that you don't know the knowledge. It's not that you are not great in another language. It's
Mhm.
about the lack of confidence that you have when it comes the moment of speaking another language. Yes, it's the lack of confidence. So it's about also mindset. That's crucial. So the real shift needs to happen at the mindset level. It's
Yes,
not about being perfect. It's about the willing to communicate, how your message is going to get across. So
true.
and try to be diligent. Yes, not perfect. Diligent here. Yes. So consistently showing up, practicing, and tolerate that you are not perfect. You are not perfect. So well, it's about overthinking. To wrap up this reason, the real reason is overthinking, fear of judgment, loss
Exactly.
of agency, cognitive overload, and the lack of a safe environment to
Mhm.
practice, and of course, mindset and vulnerability. So, you know,
Exactly.
all that
Exactly. But this
with
brings
all that
me,
information.
yes, this brings me one question because now you mentioned something very,
Yeah,
very interesting. You know, I don't, I know actually that this goes differently if it's a teenager or a professional. But I want to actually
Of
just
course.
focus a little bit in the professionals, in the adults. All right. So,
Yes.
why do high
Yes.
performing professionals, let's say people who are confident in their careers, suddenly
Mm-hmm.
lose that confidence in English? Why do you think that happened?
From my experience,
Yes.
because I work with adults, professional adults, it's because they have been practicing a lot the skill of understanding, input, reading, writing,
Mm.
listening.
Yeah.
And they need to practice more the skill of speaking. And they say, well, it's just once a week that I have my English lessons, or just in the best of the cases, twice a week, because they are running all the time. They have a busy life. They are professionals, maybe CEOs of companies. So, okay, that's the problem. They
Mhm.
don't practice enough speaking. So, is the skill that you need the most. So you can, and my students would ask me, okay, Marina, how can I practice? I don't live in a country where English is the first language. So what can I do? So I take classes. What else can I do? And I suggest, because that it's that what that I do, what the thing that I do is to practice by myself. How?
Mm.
Okay, I'm at home. I start to describe what I'm doing. Or I'm cooking, I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm working. So what else? So you start to talk about something you already know. So, or you can develop a topic that you have an opinion about. Yes. So I don't know. Let's practice about what do you do at work?
Mm.
What do you really like about your job? What do you feel you're good at? What you don't like at job? What would you like to change at your
Mhm.
job? Yes. So
Yes.
let's start practicing small talks with yourself. Yes, okay, every day I go to work, when I commute, yes, in the car, I'm listening a podcast related what, whatever you want. Yes. So develop the skill of speaking at home. Try to describe what you have around you. Yes. What you are living, what you are going through. So that's the way your brain would choose the path of autopilot. Okay, guys, we know what we have to do. We have practiced this before. Okay, let's start. That's
Exactly.
the way. It's like when you go to the gym. If you go to the gym every day, your body is going to feel better. But if you go just once a month, every time you go, your body will hurt. You will feel pain. So train every day, practice, and that practice, it's not to be perfect. That
Mhm.
practice means that you are going to make mistakes. And that's
Exactly.
not the problem. It's not the problem.
That's what you said
Yes.
about mindset. Yes. That's shift in that,
Yes,
that
that's
little shift. Mistakes are not problems. Mistakes are it's just a sign that you are improving, evolving in a language. So this is
yes.
another thing, another aspect that you actually mentioned at the beginning was overthinking. Since you
Yeah,
actually, we've been actually
absolutely.
talking a little bit about this lack of confidence, one, jump into the overthinking part. How does this sabotage
Mhm.
communication in real time? The overthinking,
A
because
lot.
well, you're totally lack of confidence. You don't
Yes.
want to even talk. But then suddenly
No, you want
you
to
have that.
run.
Yes. And then you're just like, oh no, I cannot speak. No, what how can I say this? Oh, I forgot. No. Is this grammatically correct? Because that's the main point. Is this grammatically correct? Is it the
Yes.
right word that I'm using? So how does that sabotage communication?
Yes, it, that that moment, it's terrible because it's the way you feel. It's terrible, yes. But what I try to do when I felt that in the past, now I can speak like that, but I was a professional in the past that I was learning English and I trained a lot, is you have to accept that moment, and the way to go over it, to overcome that moment, is try to buy time. Okay, I'm blocked. I'm I want to go away, so I'm blocked. What I have to do? Okay, try to buy time. How? Okay, let's see. Could you please repeat the question? Okay, what I would like to say is blah blah blah. So if you know that you are going to be in a meeting and you are going to be under the spot and you are going to talk, you have to know that there are some tools that can makes you feel better at that moment of
Yeah.
overthinking, overloaded. So try to breathe. Okay, guys, could you please give me a sec? Okay, I'm thinking, okay, what I would like to say is blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Okay, could you please run that by me again? Okay. So that's the strategy where you buy some time in order to order your message, because sometimes we translate. That's another window. You're translating,
Good point.
yes. You're translating and you say, oh my God. But what I say to my students, try to think what you want to say, what you want to communicate. That's the key. And also in your mother tongue. Yes, to my Spanish speakers, I say, what you want to say, because I don't get your idea, even in Spanish.
Yes.
Yes.
True.
So try to be clear, try to be and simplify. Yes, well, that's another, there are some strategies, yes, that are really useful in that moment.
It is like
So for
that. Yes.
example, paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is great. Yes. So why? If you don't have the words, or you don't remember the perfect word that would go there in that moment in order to feel yourself in that language, that you say, oh, come on, Marina, I would like to feel uh, my personality in Spanish, but in English. Yes, I know, but baby steps, please. Baby steps. You're going to get there, but baby steps. Meanwhile, you have to face the meeting and your job. So try to paraphrase. If you would like to say something that sounds complex and professional, okay, paraphrase that in an easier way. Try to simplify your idea in order to get across your message in a clean way. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So paraphrasing, simplifying, trying to buy some time. Yes, by saying, okay, guys, could you okay, what I'm thinking is, what I would like to say is, yes, another one that is great is using silence.
Ooh.
Silence. I love silence. Why? Why? I prefer silence, a pause, rather than a filler word. That it's, no, please don't do that, because you are what you are communicating in that moment is lack of confidence. So it's better to say, okay, what I would like to say is, rather than, um, yes, it's,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
you, and there you go down, 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 and you block.
Nervous. You're
Yes.
gonna start getting
Um,
nervous.
yes, your heart, come on, your heart, it's come on, I have to get out of here. I'm screwing up. Yes. Okay. No. So, well, stop. Silence. You buy time. They are your
Keep
buying
going.
time. Yes. And another one is that I really love is humor. Yes, humor. Why humor? Because you say, oh, come on, guys. There's a word on the tip of my tongue that I'm right there, and there comes paraphrasing pops up. Yes. And I use humor at the class when we are studying. So that's another thing. Yes. So you say, okay, Marina, you have a lot of strategy. Okay, we know why we freeze. We know strategies, how to solve it. Okay, what about when do we practice this? Okay, at home, and okay, you have to practice this with your coach or teacher. And how do you practice it? Okay, as a teacher, what we like to say is, I like to build rapport with my students. I like to build a kind of moment where that student feels safe in an environment, a safe environment, in order that if I make a mistake, it's okay. Nobody's gonna die. Nobody's gonna laugh at me, and it's okay. Yes. So well. And other thing, as I said before, is humor. So we try to laugh. We try to laugh about mistakes. We try to relax our brain in order to the pressure goes down, and that could flow. Yes, the conversation could flow. Because if you laugh, it's not, when I say laugh, it's not working. No, it's with humor. You try to approach or to embrace that moment that you are practicing your speaking skill. Yes. So humor helps you to relax your mind at that moment when you are practicing, of course. Yes. So it's another strategy as a teacher and as a coach that I really like to use. Yes. So for example, the other day, a student told me, we were describing a picture, and it was a woman, a lady in the picture. And she said, okay, and she lives with your husband. Okay, that's a funny thing. Okay, she lives with my husband. And we are there, we laugh a lot because she wanted to try to say she lives with
With
her
her.
husband. Yes.
Exactly.
So yeah, yeah.
But
So well,
here's the,
that's the
I
thing
would
that
like
I
to go back a little bit on the example that you gave me, because that makes me reflect on
yeah,
something. That example about the person who would like to say that word but cannot find it
yes.
in that moment. Some some of the professionals, they are a little bit of
Mhm.
perfectionist, and they want that exact
Yes,
word.
absolutely.
So how dangerous is
Yes.
perfectionism when learning and using a language?
Yes.
How dangerous is it?
Yes, perfectionism. Yes, it's I from my perspective, it's very dangerous because sometimes it's when you memorize something and you forget that word, yes, in a phrase and say, oh my God, and then you got blocked again. Yeah, so perfectionism, it's okay to be diligent. As I said before, diligent is not the same of perfectionism. Yes. Another word that I like is agency, the ability to do something. Yes. So perfectionism is okay in order to learn a language. That you say, oh, come on, I'm consistent with this. I practice every day. I would like to sound better.
Mhm.
How is going my message to land there? But perfectionism sometimes it's really useful in order to learn, but when you are exposed, uh, it
It's a
be
double-edged sword.
dangerous.
Yeah,
So
it's a double-edged sword.
yes, of course, yes, because it leads you. to go forward. Okay, we can do that. Okay, come on. You can do this. Okay, we practice. And you would like to sound better in English. Yes, okay, why not? You can do that. But when arrives the moment that you feel that you're making a mistake, you say, okay, I need the ability to overcome the situation. Okay, I don't know this word. Okay, no worries. I can do this. Yes. So be careful with perfectionism.
Exactly. That's the moral I would say about this perfectionism, and that's
Of
also
course.
part of the grammar. So, what's the hidden cost of constantly monitoring your grammar while speaking? Because this is one of the realities. Most learners, they get so stuck into, okay, if I have the perfect grammar, I can speak pretty well. I won't have any problem. So they get so focused in this part that they start monitoring themselves, their own grammar while speaking.
Yes.
So what's the hidden cost
Yes.
of constantly doing that?
Yes. The hidden cost is that if you block, or if you are, maybe you are speaking and you are aware, oh my God, I did a mistake. I made a mistake. Like, I made a mistake. And you freeze. That's the cost. You freeze. That's the cost. Yes.
Mhm.
The it's I love grammar. Indeed, I love grammar. And of course, is the structure of a language, is the framework. If you don't have grammar, come on, you can't speak. Yes.
Exactly.
And it's perfectly okay if you would like to be better with your grammar and try to monitoring all the time your grammar. Okay, why not? It's great. But under pressure, you need to know that your brain sometimes could not help you the way that you want. So if
Exactly.
you know and you are aware of that moment of those and that situation, it's when flexibility arrives. So, well, grammar, perfectly okay. Perfectionism, it's okay, but in a balanced way. What is balanced? That you need to know that
Yeah.
maybe under pressure, your brain is not going to give you the exact word that you're looking for.
Yes.
Okay, so well, under pressure is that, once again, practice to be under pressure. Nobody likes to be under pressure. Come on, it's not a comfort zone, but you have to handle it. Okay, if you have a great grammar, it's going to be easier. If you are a perfectionist person, it's going to be easier because you know that you know. And grammar and perfectionism maybe could give you the other words that you need in order to express yourself. Yes.
Mhm.
So, well, I couldn't agree more with that. Yes. So be aware
Yes.
of how your brain is going to work. It's an excellent tool.
You're right. You said it just right there. You just nailed it there. Exactly. So now that we just talk a little bit about this mindset shift and all this frustration and how to deal with it, let's just move on a little bit to the confidence paradox. Why can someone be
Okay.
confident in their native language, but feel like a completely different person in English? Have you had these cases?
Yes. 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 And this is amazing. Why this is amazing? Because it's all about the brain, yes. So you have a personality in your own language, yes. You develop yourself, you grow it. And when it comes the moment to talk in another language, you say, oh my God, I would like to say that, but I couldn't. So my student tell me, Marina, I don't feel myself. I don't feel it's not me because I would like to say something and I couldn't. And well, when that moment arrives to me, and what I suggest is, okay, I totally understand you, Maybe not now, but with baby steps, you are going to arrive to that moment.
Mhm.
So it's a path that you have to build. Yes. With
Exactly.
what? With practice. So you have to know that to be, in my case, Marina, in another language or other languages, I have to practice. And first of all, I have to accept that as when you're a kid, you have just some tools in order to express yourself. Baby cries. They can't express what they need, so they cry. Well, we have to compare that with an adult. Okay, baby steps. Try to introduce yourself with the words that you have. Try to simplify your message. It's not that you're not going to learn more grammar, I'm not going to teach you more vocabulary or native phrases or idioms, slang words. No. It's like we have to build this path with confidence step by step. So, study, be consistent, and you are going to arrive to that moment. And also, you have to know that in Spanish, I have my personality, of course. And in English, it's like, of course, I try to be Marina all the time, but it's another culture. The way that you speak,
Yes.
the words that you have available in another language, it's totally different from yours, from your mother tongue. So you have to adapt your personality to the words that you have there. So I try to make some jokes in English to laugh with my students, but trying to grab the words that adjust the most well to the message that I would like to land. Yes. So, of course, that you are going to develop your message in another language, but you have to know that it's another culture, another type of words.
Exactly.
So, it's not bad. It's try to be intelligent and try to be flexible once again. And the mindset that you have to know that there are some other words and some other ways to express yourself. So you
Definitely.
have to find, you have to study the language in order to find the words that you can use. And then you can use it in autopilot to be yourself.
Yeah. So
Yes. So
maybe this is what we could call a second identity gap.
yes, of course. And it's great. It's amazing to develop yourself in another language. Why not?
Definitely.
Why not? It's of course it's based, the foundation is yours. Yes. But the spicy thing is that you have to embrace another words, another phrases that they are going to be yours since now.
Exactly. So this is the point. And now that we just talk about this other aspect uh, of confidence, talking a little bit about what reframing fluency in this case. What does real
Mm-hmm.
fluency? Because this is another aspect, because most of the professionals, they would like to sound more native, I would say, or more
Yes. Yes.
natural. And that's what, when it comes the other factor, we just talk about the grammar factor, the word factor, the confidence factor, but now talking about the fluency, because there are many factors depending